Hey, welcome.
Thank you for having this.
Absolutely. For the ones that are new to my webinars, I like to see faces and I like to, you guys can all be off camera, off mute, not off camera, off mute. It's totally fine. And you're not going to distract me. A lot of my,
Hi,
a lot of my presentations are very interactive. Hello.
Bina.
How are you guys? I recognize some faces. We'll give it a couple of minutes. I like to start right on time. Hello, Jasmine. I don't see you. Hello, Janet. Same.
Hey, Bina. Hi, ladies. Lovely to meet you all virtually.
Glenn? Yes. Hello, Glenn.
Hi, Bina.
There's a familiar face. All right. Team, are we ready to go on that one? Good. So, welcome everybody. I am so excited to redo this particular webinar today. I did this webinar, I think 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and a lot of people has been asking me to redo this particular CEO mindset shift workshop, and here it is. It took me a little bit longer, and I'm here for it. Like I said, my name is Bina Bendale, and a lot of you guys know or may not know, you guys can ask questions. These are interactive. Be honest, everything that stays here. And we are going to give you guys some tools. And the main shift with this one is how many of you guys, with the show of hand or comes up or put in the comments below, have a hard time with the shifting of being your own boss. Yeah. You can, Alina, is that how it comes up?
Yep.
It's really difficult, right? It's really difficult to really step into that power of going from either bedside or going from a corporate world, coming into what it is, and then all of a sudden you're like, you're telling me I can do whatever the heck I want? How does that look? Like, how does that come in? How do I say yes to things? How do I know when to say no to things? How do I come up and the decision fatigue that comes with that is so overwhelming. And as entrepreneurs, there's a big shift. Okay. There's a big shift in being an entrepreneur and saying, hey, I'm ready to start my company. I'm ready to embark on this journey. And then there's a shift that happens generally around 6 months to a year when you really got to step into your own power of being a CEO. And that's really what this webinar is really going to be talking to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, about how to step into that mindset. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second. Just making sure it is on the correct screen. I have a lot of tabs open. I don't know about you guys, but that happens to me all the time. And ask questions as we go. Oops. Okay. So my company, the Silent Struggle Solutions, just so everybody knows that this name did not come to me until August of last year. I've had my company now for over 4.5 years, and I have embedded myself into 5 different organizations. I have a whole business school that I also run to help other nurses or coaches get into large organizations or to really have that business ethics that people are looking for, and to really build a community where people are feeling empowered. People are feeling loved. People are able to speak their mind with no judgment, no, like nothing that's going to come up to me and be like, oh my God, she's going to hold that against me. No, this is what we're doing. So that is another reason why when 2 years ago, or I think it was like 18 months ago, I did this particular mindset course and it really stuck a chord to me. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, no, I'm not. It went away. Gotta love it. It's going to come back now. So welcome to the mindset. It says for nurse coaches because I know I really do focus on it, but I want everyone to lead like a CEO. Serve like a nurse, but live like a visionary. Okay? So in this, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions on what we're going to do. Is how many of you have a hard time with decision making? Yeah. Yeah. There is a big difference when we are stepping into becoming a CEO is we need to be very good at decision making. That is the number one thing. If you are still learning how to make decisions, if you are a solid yes or a solid no, and you're just kind of not really sure, you're still in that mindset of really shaping your business and you are ready to become the power of your CEO. The number one people in CEO, the number one quality that CEOs have is the power of making decisions. It's either a solid yes or a solid no. Those decisions, like when someone comes to me, they go, Bina, I really want to invest in this, or I really want that. Anyone knows me, I'm a real solid yes, or I'm a real solid no. And there is an in between, which we're going to talk about. The power of decision making is the start of a vibrant mind of being a CEO. Decisions should not take time, they take courage. But you need to ask yourself the right questions. And then it needs to be a powerful yes or a powerful no. How many of us have been in business and we just say yes and then we're like, what the fuck did I get myself into? What was that? And then you ask all these questions later, right? You're like, I didn't really, how is this going? Or what was this task about? Or was this really true to align to, is this in true alignment with what I'm co-creating? And those are really the key thing for being a vibrant CEO is not only to make those quick yes and no decisions, but to ask the correct questions. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. How do I go to my next slide? It's not working. Next slide. Okay. Yep, that is all right. So let me make sure. All of us knows that when we make a decision, we're looking for a return of investment. We're looking for, is this worth it? Is it going to be valuable in my company? Is it going to be something that's going to encourage me? And we're always looking for that return of investment. And sometimes, and I just learned this from my mentor this morning, so I am going to give credit to Alok as we speak. I was on this call, and as we were talking about CEO mindset, he goes, do you know what an ROD is? And I was like, ROD? And I'm thinking again, nursing tones. I'm like, what's an ROD? Because in general, I'm like, what is this? Because what are this new language here? And it's the return on a decision. Is this decision a short-term goal? Or is this decision for a long-term goal? So when we're doing investments, when we're working on money, when we're working on our internal investments, are we looking for something that is going to be, that's where I need fast cash now, those fast infusions, which is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Or are we doing this investment for a long-term future for the company? And then this will determine if the timeline to receive those results are associated with the risk. Is it worth it or is it not? Is this something that I can table? And is this something that I need to do right here, right now? With me so far? My slide. So, what is the cost of not making these decisions? Those are questions you have to ask yourself in your company. How long, if I delay for making this decision now, what is it costing me in the future? Is this something in this investment today? Is it something where I might have to move money around to make that choice? Is this something that's going to help me long term? And this is where all the limiting beliefs come in. I don't have the money. I need to ask my husband. I need to ask my grandma. I don't know. All these different things that pop up, right? Is there a capital return required here? Is there, whatever this is where all those fears kick in. And this is the big difference between somebody that's new in business to somebody that's a little bit more evolved. Is sometimes we understand that we have to make an investment within ourselves. And sometimes people are like, oh my God, I'm really scared to put this on my credit card because I don't know if I'm going to make this return. I don't know this. I think I got to borrow money. I'm not a big believer in a lot of those stuff, but it's really going the minute we're in that momentum in our brain and we are now having decision fatigue after decision fatigue. How long is this particular choice delaying my business to move forward? How many of us has experienced that? Because I know I have. I'm going to tell you guys a story that happened to me. Y'all gonna be flabbergasted with what happened to me. And it's okay. If it's something that comes up, you might not have made that investment today, and then later you're like, I should have done that 2 years ago, or I should have stayed there 2 years ago. And that's okay too, because it's all about lessons learned. It's all about expanding your mindset and truly expanding yourself to a level where when you go through these questions and you need to make a yes and or a no, where is it going long term for your company? Okay. What is the maximum risk associated with this decision? Are you willing to give up everything for this particular, whatever it is that you're doing? Could I tolerate it going completely wrong? Would that jeopardize the company or my family's safety? That's the maximum risk. And if you're willing to take it and the answer in your head is, I know I can do this, then do it. But if you're sitting there with some decisions or some choices are going to be there and be like, you know what? This is going to put me on the streets. This is what's going to make me break my 401k. This is what's going to make my business go bankrupt. Is that worth your decision today? And only you can make that choice. Because some people are risk takers. I'm a risk taker. I also have learned the balance of how do you take those risks and lose everything and then come back from it multiple times. So it's all about the energy of your focus. As a CEO, it's always about your decision fatigue, decision making, everything else, but you also want to identify where are your energy leaks? What tasks that are draining you? Where do you truly need to embody your energy? And where can you say no to? Now, a lot of us coaches, a lot of us business owners, we're like, we just really want to help that one person that gives you a call and it's that heartbroken call. And you're just like, oh my God, I want to give all my resources to you because I love you. And I feel bad that you're in this situation. And we've heard it. We've all been there, right? We've all had that person where it comes in. And I'm not saying not to help them. If that's what your energy is, then help them, do whatever you want to do. But we also want to be the visionary pioneers with where is my global impact? Now, if that one person who is struggling and they're having situations and there comes up, can you add them into another container? Can you bring them like on a webinar, like what you're doing, and you can maximize your time and you're not leaking your energy off of just one person that may be brilliant. And I'm not saying don't serve. Please hear me when I state that. Okay. And maybe it's a 15, 20-minute call. And sometimes those calls can be, I was 30, 40, 50, 60. Sometimes these calls can take 2 hours. And you're just like, okay, I have to go to work. Like I have to work. So understanding where are your energy leaks in your company. And the minute you realize where those are, what drains you, what lights you up, then it's like looking at the CEO lens. Is this a $10,000 task or is this a $10,000 decision? Now, a lot of people think, well, like, what do I do with these $10,000 tasks? Sometimes you just got to do it. If you don't have the capital, if you don't have the thing, if you can't hire a VA yet, guess what? I did $1 million worth of tasks for 2 years by myself. I had to do it all. I did everything. I didn't like it, but I did it until I was able to get to a level where I have a unicorn team, right? And then I'm able to delegate those off because I know them from in and out. And God forbid if I ever had to let them go for any choices, I pray to God that never happens. It's how do I do that? And am I able to put that back into my capacity? Because remember, energy equals currency. Where you place your energy is where it will grow. If we place our energy in negativity, then negativity will rise. If we place our energy in positivity, will rise. If we place our energy with, I want to make a $10,000, a 10K week, then that 10K week will arise. Because our energy focus is related to those particular tasks. So if I want to go in and say, I want a $10,000 week, some people might be like, I don't understand that. How do you do that? Goes back. How do you do that? Simple connection, simple way. Connections, convert, conversations, curiosity. It's always the levels of the sea, which is also into the currency. Any questions so far?
I just want to thank you for having this. I don't want to derail the presentation, but my biggest issue is more of balancing the time freedom with, say right now it's sunny and my lawn needs to be mowed, and I would much rather be outside gardening than being in, not that I don't want to be here for this presentation. I'm very grateful to have a schedule that says you need to be inside watching this video. But if I don't have anything on my schedule, then I would be outside mowing my lawn, doing gardening, because I'm so grateful that I have that ability to do that. But then that's not going to be making me any money. And constantly fall into that type of, I'm here to live life and life is being lived outside and not inside. That's my mindset issue.
And I'm happy you asked that question because I am going to be talking about scheduling in this presentation, because that is there's a big shift when we're talking about mindset and scheduling. Scheduling gardening, scheduling lawn time. Put that on your calendar. If that's a non-negotiable for you, place that on your calendar. So, because you want to put the things that excites you on your calendar first. Always put the stuff on your calendar that excites you. Because guess what? If you're doing like calls or if you're doing something and it might not excite you right away, that's okay too. But get it out of the way first. Get it out of the way. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to go mow the lawn. Yes. That's my reward. Put it as a reward for you. My kids are my thing. I always tell everybody, my kids' schedule is on my schedule. That is first. So I'm going to be talking more about that because it does make a huge difference of what is hobby and what is work to an extent. And as a CEO, it needs to be a hobby along with working. It needs to be both. Okay. So that actually might be my next slide. Have you been doing, here's a little QR code on here. What's the question? I can't even see it on my own thing. What's the one task you've been doing that you could delegate or delete? I think this is one that just all the questions pop up. If you don't have your phone, this is like a what? Ah, there it is. Cleaning my bathrooms. Hey, me too. Like that's real talk. That's real talk. Anyone else? These are all confidential. That's why I love this metameter. Feed the dog, mow the lawn, bathing my fur babies. Okay. Are these things? Oh, we have more. Hold on. Laundry. Oh my God, laundry. You guys have no, oh, that is just a never-ending task in a house full of 3 kids. Now, for the ones that answered on this particular question, is this something you can delegate? Whether mowing the lawn, can you hire a little teenager down the street? Or if you have kids to come up, like something that, I don't know, I don't even know if kids do that nowadays. I know I had to go mow lawns. I don't know if that's allowed anymore. Bathing my fur babies, is that something that you're able to delegate and go to a PetSmart or a Petco and something where you're able to move it out? Cleaning bathrooms, is that something where you are able to hire somebody to come in as a cleaning service? Feeding the dog, is there somebody else that you can delegate that to in your household? Tending to my social media, we're going to be talking about this one because when you talk about social media is your personal brand. Social media is your way to attract who your clients are if you're using social media as a business platform. I don't use social media for social stuff anymore. Yes, it's literally me in the DMs. Yes, it's me online. Yes, it's me doing it, right? But I find I make social media into a game, into a challenge within my own self. How many more engagements can I get with this post? Or how can I have here? What's going to happen if I do this particular presentation? How does this convert to coming into sales? How many people can I connect with? And how many new people can I connect with? So do you see how sometimes our mindset shift with social media? Now, I actually have officially removed social media off my phone. So I have to have it on my computer or my laptop. That's it. I know a lot of people are like, what? Yeah. Because social media for me is part of my work. It's my work. Now, when you're asking about how do you balance it, I remove it off my phone. Now, when I'm on social media, right? I am now working. It is in my schedule. My team knows it is on my schedule as social media time. And social media time means I do my reels, my thing, whatever I need to get done on that particular time, or I'm in there in the DMs, or I'm on there on social media going, hi, hello, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not checking it 24 hours a day. I don't post and be like, ooh, how many likes do I have? Unless it's a challenge for myself. Make sense? So when we're tending to social media, we need to make it where it's very intentional and intentional conversations that goes with it. Not just to whatever these Instagram people are, influencers or something. I don't do that. Like, actually, me and Glenn were at an event. Actually, so Glenn we were at the event at the pre-Oscars in LA, and it was funny. I came to her and I was like, what is an influencer? I was like, I don't understand. And she goes, Bina, you have 20,000 people on your Instagram. I'm like, okay. She goes, you are an influencer. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, but where are these people like all these camera crews and people following around? Like, what do they do? Like, really, what do they really do? That's great. I can have a camera crew follow me. And what's the rationale for it? Like, we're at this event. What was the rationale? Like, and here's the thing about social media. I want you guys to understand. As influencers, as you're doing reels, as you're whatever you guys want to do, specifically around Instagram and social media, is it going to bring you a return of investment, or are you publicizing somebody else? If we're publicizing somebody else, don't go fucking there. Do it where they come up and they publicize you. Does that make sense? So we have to make sure that our tending of social media, and kid you not, me and Glenn had this really long conversation. I was really confused. And she was just like, some of these people just, so I asked an influencer. I was like, so what is that? What do you do? She goes, I literally come to these places and people pay me to be here so I can put it on my platform. And great, that's your way of making income. Amazing. But what is your global impact? They couldn't answer me. They couldn't answer it. I was so surprised. And I'm going to let Glenn tell you what she does because she's amazing. You guys all have to meet Glenn. She does some amazing work. And I'm really thrilled for her to be on this call with you ladies because it is a very big treat. As soon as she tells you what she's doing, you'll even understand the bigger treat that you guys have to be in her presence. So just know that. So social media, okay? I love it and I don't understand it. I don't. Like, I don't, someone asked me, they go, how'd you get to 19,000 people? I'm like, I don't know. I just connect with people. And now guess what everybody does? I go down to these events and I kid you not, they have it on their phone. I still have it on my phone. And how do you get to 20,000 people? Just talk to people, scan your phone. Here, scan. That's how you can connect with me. That's organic. Yeah, social media it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But if you utilize social media to the fullest, I promise you guys, it does create money, but in a powerful way. Because we are showing our vision. And the minute we show our vision, our passion, or it comes in, the people who want to work with us are going to gravitate towards us automatically. Okay. And again, if you're a social media influencer, no harm for you guys. You do you. Do you? Oh, Ilana, here's what we were talking about. Designing your CEO calendar. Make your own schedule. Make your own schedule. You guys, it's pretty blurred, but this is my schedule. We blurred it because of HIPAA. We blurred it because of HIPAA, but you can see the little fadings of the little colors that are come in. And put your non-negotiables on your calendar. Okay? Put them on. So if you want to mow your lawn, you want to be gardening, put that on. You can't be out there for 5 hours a day. Maybe limit it to 2 hours a day. Maybe limit it to an hour and a half, whatever it is that fills your cup up. Put that on and then schedule around it. You have to block off CEO time. You need to block off CEO time. Admin time and time off. You need to collect and distribute this evenly. Okay. My higher days, as you guys can tell, are usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my longer days. So Mondays is more of my admin time, my CEO time. My Monday mornings, I ramp it up because I know Monday, by the time I come on, Monday mornings, I'm just like, wait, what are we doing? What are we going up? Because I'm coming from a weekend and now I'm transitioning back into the week. Now, sometimes I even have a CEO day or a CEO 2-hour block Sunday night that sets me up for the week. So then I'm not thriving or comes up. So for people like, how do you do this with kids? I wait for them to go to bed or everybody knows like I'm doing it for just 2 hours or an hour and a half. And now even my kids says, oh, mom's on CEO time. I gotta go. I'm going to go outside and play. So it's all incorporated into your day. So you're not feeling like you're struggling here. I'm struggling there. I need to be here. I need to be there. And stick to your calendar. If it does not belong on your calendar, if there's no time for it, guess what? It doesn't belong on your calendar. That is when we go back to those questions. Is there a return of a decision? Is this going to be a short-term goal or is this a long-term goal? Does this person need to be on my calendar or am I going to maximize my time by inviting them to another webinar or inviting them to another conversation? Or can I keep them on my DMs and have a conversation with multiple people on DMs for 30 minutes and maximize my time? Don't fill your calendar with just busy work. Okay? And treat yourself as a non-negotiable meeting. So if you put self-care time on it, you treat it like a client. Would you give up your client? Would you cheat on your client? Would you be late to your client? Would you cancel on your client? No. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in business. So treat your non-negotiables, and it could be once a week. I don't care. 30 minutes a day, whatever it is, it needs to stay. Because I would never cancel on a client. I wouldn't cancel on here. For a split second there, I thought I was going to be late because my kid decided to pee his pants at school. And I was like, how's that going to work? But I was able to go back and run in and be here on time still. So remind yourself, what excuses do you not want from somebody else if they canceled on you? What are those excuses? Let's name some. What are some of the excuses you guys have heard that you're like, that's bullshit?
My car broke down. Was stuck on the side of the freeway. I didn't have internet. That's a good one.
What else?
Didn't have enough sleep, so I couldn't get there on time, or I couldn't wake up in time, or I would up. And what do you say to somebody? You just go, okay, fine. But I was there. I made time for you. So that's,
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't have sleep too, but I was there.
Yeah.
I had an event partner arrive 5 minutes before an event this past week,
Yeah, we still have to have a conversation about that.
which
I can't really hear you, Glenn. What were you?
Oh, you can't? I
No,
said
it's so far.
I had an event partner arrive 5 minutes before an event was due to start this week. And so I had to set up everything for an event for 250 people. And we also didn't get volunteers turn-ups, which was not my function, it was their function. So next time I know, I make sure I get backup volunteers and I get backup help. So that's what my learning lesson was for that. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Or, Glenn, I'm going to challenge you to ask the right questions. Who are the volunteers? What time are you showing up? What dedication does it return to? And can we show on piece of paper, who is that? Show me the timeline. And to remind yourself that commitment, if you mess up somebody's schedule, you need to apologize for that. I apologize for not showing up and messing up your schedule for X, Y, and Z. Okay. Now, if we're not asking the correct questions, then we are going to put ourselves back in a situation like that.
Agreed. The person was supposed to arrive on Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday at 5, and the green carpet was at 5 o'clock. So what do you do if they walk in 15 minutes before or 2 days late?
Then there's a choice. The choice is you can walk away.
Right.
The choice is, or you stand there at the time of what your agreements were. When someone tells me that, that means expectations and agreements were not held.
Right.
And they weren't written down.
Everything in writing, in format.
Everything needs to be in writing. I do everything, any collaboration I have, any type of things I've learned from this year too, that you have to have it in writing. And if they don't show up on Tuesday, you have a choice to walk away because it's not your event. If you're not a long-term investor, or if this is not a short infusion, whatever the situation is, you have the right to walk away.
No,
Take the burden on yourself.
It couldn't be done at that stage. It's co-hosting an event with 250 people.
Yeah.
I was there. I made sure it went smoothly. Nobody else knew my stress, but that was it.
I do.
I kept smiling.
But then there's a firm conversation that needs to occur afterwards.
I had it this morning.
Okay. Your disappointments, your things. And don't let anybody back you down. Hard conversations are hard conversations.
This morning's meeting was also late. So there was only an hour as opposed to 2 hours to actually recap.
Then you say, we will never, thank you for your services. I appreciate this, and we will never be working together again.
It needs to be said, but there's still financials that need to be finalized, and I had my part done. But the other
Then
part,
after that, if there's no deadline, then you can
Right.
state, I need this by a deadline, and this is the time and date I need it by. If not, then further actions will be done.
yeah, it was 10 a.m. this morning. That was the deadline. So,
But we'll talk more because that seems more of, and again, I love you, and I'm going to say this, I'm here, hear this from a place of love.
right.
Okay. This is where people pleasing comes in. What I'm
Yeah.
hearing is a lot of people pleasing.
Yep.
What I'm hearing is a lot of excuses for the other person, and that's relating into the excuse for yourself. That person did this, well, I have to do this, and the finances are here. If your finances are ducks in the road, then you're done. You're out. That's on them. Unless they owe you money, that's on them. It comes after them. If someone comes to you and was like, oh man, you guys code this, be like, I apologize. My apologies to you. My ducks are in the row. If you have questions or concerns, you can go back to this person. I'm out.
Yep.
People pleasing in CEO level, you have to have that bird's eye view of if I start people pleasing, I'm self-sabotaging. And the minute I catch myself of doing what we've done, you can do it in the moment because you get what you need done. That's the commitment level you did to the 250 people, right? You do that. But then afterwards, anyone that screwed me, like that's done that to me, will have a conversation.
Once the money is finalized, I can have that conversation. So
Okay.
I'm still being nice at the moment.
You don't need to be nice. You don't have to be nice. Remember that.
Okay.
You have the choice to be nice and you have the choice to be firm. And there's a big difference between the two. I can be as nice. You've seen me as nice as I can, but you've also seen me as firm as I need to be.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a time and a place where I can be nice and comes up, but when I need to handle stuff and handle shit done, that's where the CEO mindset comes in. Right? Like you can be nice and comes up. And remember, you guys, when we are in these hard conversations, I'm looking at you as a CEO of your company. I'm not staring at you as Glenn. I'm not looking at Alina as Alina. I'm not looking as Anahi. I'm looking at you as the CEO person. Leave your emotions out. Stick to the facts. And sometimes facts hurts people.
Yeah.
But as a CEO, whenever you're getting into these types of conversations, if you stick to the facts, it will stop people pleasing. It sounds direct and it sounds like that bro mentality, right? Everyone's like, oh, that's that bro mentality. But guess what? They get the fucking shit done. They do. They get their shit done. You know why? Because they don't they have the emotions, they just don't show it when they're having those conversations.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So a lot of women, and I'm a big empowerment to women, everybody knows that. And you have to have a masculine energy on some of those calls. You have to have masculine energy to match a feminine energy. And if you're sitting and teetering between the two, go into the power of your masculine energy. We all have it. And stay firm in those situations. And again, stick to the facts. No emotions. The minute they're like, oh my God, but I woke up late. The fact is you're late. So what do we need to get done on the agenda? We had 2 hours. Now we have an hour. What do we need to get done that needs to be handled in this hour? Can we reschedule? Absolutely not, because you wasted my 1 hour. You will not get you will not get another hour on my calendar. Whatever needs to be said within this 1 hour. And if you want to come on my calendar next, then that's a paid calendar. You need to pay me for my services. That is a paid thing. You want to pay me $300 or $500 because that's my charge. I guarantee you that person will get everything they need to get done in that 1 hour. Helpful? Because we need to stay in that energy. Otherwise, we're blocking it. We're blocking that. We're allowing people to leech off of our energy. That's what we're talking. That's the energy shift that I'm talking about. Energy equals currency. And if we're able to protect it and know where our leaks are and for many people that may or may not know this, like I really do have a block on my calendar. There are people that I allow to come on and I'll support and I'll do things, but then there's times when they like I block it. And there is no time. People say, man, I can't get a hold of you until I don't know, I think what ours was like what end of May? If my team's on, I think there's a calendar. It's like end of May, I believe. And someone's like, you don't have anything till end of May. And I'm like, that's it. If you need something earlier, that's a paid conversation. Because that means I have to say no to something for them to come onto my calendar. And goes back, is that worth my investment during that time? Is it a short-term goal or is it a long-term goal? If it's a connection call that I want to nurture, then that's fine too. But that's a choice you got to make. And it's a privilege for people to be in front of you. And that's not ego. That is not ego. You are a powerful person in your company and you are the CEO of your company. Do you get to talk to the CEO of Facebook anytime you want? Do you get to talk to the CEO of Google anytime you want? Do you get to talk to the Apple CEO anytime you want? Yes or no? No. Because there's layers of protections before you get there. And that's what you have to co-create. Those layers of protection. And the number one by doing that is by blocking your calendar, making it restricted, making it so whoever is on your calendar, it's a privilege and you serve them powerfully. Yeah. So what does your calendar look like? And does it reflect the priorities or distraction? And be honest. This is honest thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a story I'm gonna tell you guys while this is being set up. While you guys are answering this question, I had a lot of distractions this past year. Ish. Probably since January. A lot of distractions. And here's it's a full circle for me. 3 years ago today, I made a conscious decision to go all in on my business. And that conscious decision from literally a year ago to the date, this is crazy. This is the irony of this thing. From April 17th till December 19th, I made $113,000 in 5 months. Because I decided to let go of the distractions off my calendar. I chose to keep my hobbies. I put my non-negotiables. My children are my non-negotiables. My husband is my non-negotiable. Sometimes the dog, if I have to walk him. Sometimes the dog. But this time he decided to eat my entire loaf of bread, so he doesn't get his walk today. And to put only what it matters on my calendar and what's either going to make me money, challenge me in ways, and have heart-centered conversations. Not conversations that's going to drain me and I'm just like looking on my phone and when is this going to end? Been there, done that too. And to make sure that anything that I attend also has some sort of bandwidth behind it, whether it's brand awareness, whether it's connections, whether it's whatever the situation is. Like, I can be very honest, like the pre-Oscar event, it was a complete fucking disaster. And I met the most incredible people in the room. And I made some of the most loving connections that still to this day, Glenn's a testament to that. And she's here today. And it's so just to know that sometimes it seems like it's a distraction and it could be the perfect balance of learning and meeting new people at the same time. And so sometimes you don't know until you don't try. You don't know until you don't know. But one thing I can tell every single one of you here is heart-centered conversations will always win. will always win. All right, I'm looking at my clock. CEO thoughts and creating CEO results. I want everyone to rewrite this. I am just I'm saying nurse because that's who I am. I am just a blank. What is it you guys tell yourself? I'm just a blank. What is it? What do you guys tell yourselves?
Global citizen.
Well, okay. You're upside down. I was like, she was upside down. I was like, yeah. What do you guys tell yourselves?
Is this what we tell ourselves or what we tell other people?
Any form.
People, I'm a holistic wellness and lifestyle medicine coach.
Do you say that with just in front of it?
No, I don't say just. No, I am.
So what do you like if someone goes, oh, what is it that you do? Oh, I'm just something. I'm just a mom. I'm just a nurse. I'm just so it'll come to you. Now that I triggered this on your guys's, like you guys will catch yourselves doing this. Okay. The minute we go, I am just blank, you have just devalued yourself. You have just lowered the bar. And change it to I'm that visionary leader who heals through systems. That's mine. Because I love systems. Everyone comes up, we love systems. That's what gets your business going. That's what comes in. Systems all the way. And align yourself with your future self. Not this, I'm just a wife. I'm just a mom. I'm just a dog owner or a cat owner. I'm just this little girl that's hanging out. I'm just this little friend sitting here quietly in the room. I'm just going to sit back in the back and just not say anything. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Even that one. Everybody has to urinate. Everyone has to use the restroom. And if we're going in saying, I just am going to the restroom, instead of switching that and just going, I need to go or I have to go for X, Y, and Z. Do you see how that language changes? Language matters. And if you hold your urine and if you hold certain things, we all know that's a problem. So with the stuff, it's not just that. So align yourself with your future self. Okay. What limiting beliefs are you ready to release today?
Give us some examples of what you do.
I'm gonna reframe that and say what is holding you back?
I was in there. Sorry for that. I don't know how to remove that.
I don't know, just add another one. I don't know how to do that either. Will it allow you to do another response?
Not at this time.
Uh,
That's okay. I was gonna put my limiting beliefs was to my availability is not to be freely given like at any time. Like when people are like, are you available now? No, I'm not. I actually have
No.
shit going on. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
Here's
So
my
wait.
you can schedule with me.
I have many people call me and expect me to just answer through text or somehow to get knowledge from me, as opposed to booking my time and how to pivot nicely. So I usually say I do a free half-hour consultation, because what I do is I move them from linear to circular design practices in the sustainability world. And that means that you look at everything that relates to each other and make sure it's sustainable and ethical for the planet. So that's what I do. And I try and train them to think that way. But they try and get contacts and information and leads and factories and where can I have this done? And I just need to ask you a quick question. And it goes on and on. My husband goes to me, I heard you on the phone again, giving away free advice. You
Yeah,
need
you need
to
to stop.
it.
You need to stop.
I know, because it's a 40-year Rolodex and they want to get into that Rolodex and get my knowledge. And it's something that I've got to learn to like.
You need to protect that energy. And those are the questions you need to ask. If people are asking you or texting you, say, here's my calendar link. This is what I do. Here's my calendar link. Find some time. And this is a specific calendar link. On that calendar, it has a series of questions. What do you need and what are you looking for? And now if they come to me and they go, I just want to know how you made this $5 million deal. That's the number one question everybody asks me. How did you get from a $500,000 to 5 million? Guess what? I messaged them back. I said, that's a paid conversation. Would you want to come into my membership or do you want to be my cohort? That's not free advice. Or you can just follow me on social media. Because I literally give out my free advice on social media if you pay attention. Like I'm not like there's no fucking secret sauce that I give out. Like I give it to you freely on social media. I actually was on a call earlier today and first time ever I opened up my world to what I'm doing and what's happening and how when I tell people really what's going on in my world on even now, I'm going to be very honest. In 3 years, I made $1.3 million in 3 years. Now people are like, damn, how'd you do that? Comes in. I got 15 different messages from that one call. And then as I'm saying that, I'm literally going, and this is why I don't tell people because then I get leeches. People want to know how and why and do things versus trying to put the energy into the work. If you put the energy into what your passion is and your clarity behind it, the money will follow. There is no secret of how I made over $1 million. The $1 million is because I did the work. Now, if you asking me how, and they go, there's some book, do you have this? Do you have that? I go, yeah, but that's a paid information. And then like, oh, I'm sorry, but I don't have the investment right now. Okay, then bye. Let me know when you do. You'll circle back around. But there's time for energy in those types of stuff. And that's where when you're coming to here, it's just like you want to live it. You don't want to just learn it. This has to be embedded into what you do on a daily basis. Now, Glenn, I'm going to just pick on you just because I love you and a little bit on this is don't give your contacts away. Don't give it away unless there is a relationship that is an energy exchange.
Right.
Can I comes in. This is not bartering as a don't barter, but and hey, Bina, I would love to do X, Y, and Z, and I can connect you to 5 other people. Okay, that's a great hands down, I'll do that. Can you teach me systems and in between? But that's a relationship building. But also me and you are on a different level right now because of some of the shit that went down. And so our connection goes deeper because of we encountered something similar. But nurses, guess what? We all encountered something very similar. We don't like to take the shit from work. The grunt, the people, the headaches, the stuff. Don't bring it into your CEO world. If you're trying to co-create something, co-create it from love. Co-create it from love. And just like how a lot of people ask me this, they go, when you're a nurse, you guys are like we don't ask for money, right? We don't ask for money. We don't do a lot of that stuff. But guess what? Here's the reality behind that. I'm getting paid. There is no way in hell I'm showing up to that ER without me being paid. So guess what? I am getting my value. Yes, I'm paying. The patients aren't paying, but the company is. Because we won't show up if we're not getting paid. That's for sure. But no one will show up for free work. So why are you giving free work away in your company? Why are you giving away free stuff? You can do freebies, you can tell them up. Especially for you, Glenn, keep your contacts. Keep it close.
Yeah, I know. There's essentially in order to give swag, like I just came off LA Climate Week, which was
Right.
all about environmental stuff.
Right.
I handpicked a couple of core people who support and donated not because of the Climate Week, they donate because of you, the person.
Correct.
Realize.
Right.
So when
People are going to come
try
to you.
go
Mhm.
back to them and try and create the same thing, they're going to check in with me and go, so and so called me, and I'm getting this from the prior event. A lot of people are going, I've been invited to this, should I do that? I was quoted this amount, this, etc. They're coming back to me because I was the introducer to that particular
Right.
event. and it'll happen the same way. And that was one of the things that my
Bless you.
co-producer wanted to have an email so that they would have all the private emails of all the people that had donated. And I'll
Yeah.
make sure there's no email, but there's only social media tags.
Exactly.
Go to the the PR person handling the social media. It doesn't go to the CEOs, doesn't go to my
Exactly. Because it
personal-
doesn't. We don't have access to these CEOs, so why are we giving it away like comes in?
No,
And
no.
also remember, guys, that ladies and gentlemen, is that how your reputation, your brand is your reputation.
Yeah.
So the minute you start mixing personal, emotional ties into your business, people are going to see that and feel it. So literally, I do a 5-minute morning CEO check, which I'm going to give you guys. There's a download that you guys are going to get. And a daily brief. And I do this every day for 5 minutes a day. What is my biggest impact move today? And what worked? What drained me? What can I do? And the minute we turn this into a practice, it's not just a principle anymore. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. So I'm able to then prioritize mowing my lawn, being in the garden. I'm able to prioritize being home with my kids. My son's 11th birthday is coming up on Saturday. I will not be reachable. I promise you that. I will not be reachable. There are people on my calendar on Friday, and that's it. Other than that, like, this is when I will divert to my team saying, I'm not reachable, but I should not have to be reachable. There should be levels of that checks and balances. And this is where I teach in my membership or in my cohort or in my one-on-ones is how do you protect your energy? So there's levels of things before they get to you. And then when they do come to you, they're ready. They're ready. They're either going to buy from you, they're going to connect with you, they're going to co-collaborate with you because you don't have to re-engage with a lot of that stuff. And they will also learn in that time frame that I have to show up for that call because I need to be on that call because Bina will not reschedule. So you will hold it to the top of your thing because you deserve that and they deserve that. And that's the level I give to my clients and to people who I love. And I also deserve that back. And if someone's going to blow my schedule, guess what? For me, I'm like, woohoo, I got an hour of self-care. I'm like, sweet. For me, I'm at a level where I'm like, great, I'm going to go. Then I get to go walk the dog. That's the forgotten one. I'm like, oh, I get an hour. I'm going to go walk the dog. But then it becomes a free time. I'm not going to fill it with something else because it was already scheduled somewhere. So my energy already knows that. So the minute I started switching to that, it was a game changer. So try these 5 minutes check-in for the next 3 days. It's supposed to say, I think it was 30 days, but we changed it to 3 days. There's a power of 3 in my world today. And I don't know if Jasmine's listening to this, but the 3 came back. The number 3 showed up again. And I want you guys to post your reflection in our community group or post it. Send me a group text. Send me a text. It is me and the DMs. If you guys don't believe me, I will voice you and send you a video of me talking to you. Okay? And, oh, do we have the thing on here? Is it? Oh, here it is. And here is the...
Is Daniel home yet? No.
Oh, that was Sherry. This is the book. This is the PDF download, okay? Team, do they have, it's for them to download, right? They have to make a copy?
No, it's just for them to download.
Okay,
These are for
it's a
them to
PDF
download.
version? Okay, oh, that's the
Mhm.
PDF version, okay.
I also put the link in the chat for you guys to get it.
So, in here, did you guys get it? If not, we'll make sure you guys all get it, okay? Oop, those are some of my older slides. I don't know how that came up.
Oh yeah, those
I
were
wanted to show
for
you.
you to do like the section of
Ah, Yeah. So
how they
show you
were
guys.
years ago.
I want to show you guys something. So here is my new brand, right? How we have our slide decks prior. And just, I think it was like 18 months ago. And again, world of comes up. This is what my branding looked a year and a half ago. So just know that when you guys change and evolve, your brand is going to change and evolve. And I think it's the same slide deck. I don't think anything's changed, except I think this one we didn't do. You know?
Show you, Bina.
Yeah. My giraffes.
My giraffes. I know. So,
Well, you saw my tattoo, so
no, yeah, you know what? I didn't pay attention to it properly,
my
but
brand.
yeah, I knew it was your brand, and then
My brand.
I looked
It's
and I went,
it's this. It's my giraffes as my brand. I got it tattooed on. I'm literally branded, you guys. I literally branded myself. Was this helpful? Yeah. And what I want you guys to do every morning is to ask yourself the following questions. This is in your PDF, okay? What is the one most important thing I need to focus on today? Where can I protect my energy today? What does this success look like by the end of the day? And it could be doing laundry, walking the dog, or in my world, just going to the goddamn shower. Look, that's a success in my world. Okay. And what limiting beliefs do I need to release? Is it the people pleasing? Is it whatever it is? What do you need to release? And what would a CEO version of me choose to do next? And I ask these questions to myself whenever and I gave you guys other like prompts and stuff. And this is what I did is like when I'm doing the vision, I do a vision grounding every day. And then I do a mindset affirmation every day. The strategy scheduling, what I do is before I check emails, social media, like this is what I do. I don't wake up with my phone with social media. Comes up, I look at my calendar, prioritize what's happening, what's going on. This is when I pull my team on a call or a 10-minute call, and I'm like, all right, my schedule's fucking full. What do I need to focus on? Like and where do we need a body double? Where are we bodily doubling here? Who can take what? And can I get away with listening in on something and being in two places at once? Been there, done that before too, right? And then scheduling. Today, I commit to showing up as a CEO for my business by what? And those are the prompts that I have. And I challenge you to do this for 3 days and send me a message how that changes. And I say 3 days, it should be 30 days because that's habit hacking. It takes 30 days for true habits to come in. If you guys wanted to challenge yourself and do it for the 30 days, please do. For the ones that are in my membership and or cohort, this is going to be a challenge that is coming up on Monday. So might as well just come on board. For the ones that are in IRE, I know there's a couple of IRE coaches on this call right now. We are also going to be setting up a smaller version of a membership till we get all these things going on that type of stuff. So we do get the momentum. So just look for that. It is a choice that is going to be run by me on that, and how to integrate the coaching with IRE and how to integrate that with your personal brand and vice versa, specifically only for the IRE coaches that I'm talking to that are on these calls, and to really step into that mindset of CEO mindset, and that flexibility even comes in. So just look out for that for the IRE coaches. You guys will have that on the Go High level probably by the end of this week. I don't know if my team, did we put that up yet? I don't think so. I think Alex and I and Teresa were working on some stuff. And then for everybody else that's on here, just to know that you have access to me to an extent. And please, if you have any questions or concerns, let's have a conversation. Let's get you to that level where you're able to maximize your time. And how do we protect your energy at the same time? I am going to toot Glenn's horn a little bit here. Okay. So for everyone that knows, do you mind if I tell them, Glenn, what you're doing next
Sure,
year?
go ahead.
Okay. So Glenn is a very big advocate in the cosmetic, clean beauty, sustainability world. She is working as one of the co-chairs for this foundation of fair trade. Fair trade goes up, as you guys know, it's the name of the brand, trading for industries that comes in. But she is the person for the Olympics. She is the one that all the vendors go to and needs to go through to be a vendor at the Olympics. So
So
I
my
just want to toot her horn real quick.
Thank you. My
Did you-
background is really design and clothing and fashion, but
Yeah.
I pivoted across to home and beauty as well, because everything around sustainability and health and wellness goes hand in hand with the environment as well. So I work in legislation with Climate Reality Project,
Yeah.
Al Gore's team. So we're working on which bills we support and which bills we don't support as a group, a global group. And then I work with a company that's called Citizens Climate Lobby, and it's a nonpartisan group. So it's looking at climate change as opportunities as opposed to it being a negative, just climate. So I work with them. I'm in the fashion industry action team. We're working on the Slow Fashion Caucus. But then I joined the board of Fair Trade Los Angeles because I felt I could bring my years of experience to them to understand local as opposed to just global production. And I went into as chair of the board, which is the LA 28 board, which is vetting all the vendors. So we're looking at everything from regenerative farming, local farming, what clean beauty, vendors who can make goods ethically globally first. And now, of course, with tariffs, we're trying to bring it into LA and made in the USA product focused, just so that we don't have to worry about the cost impacts, which we don't know what they're going to be even in the next few years. But anything that can be brought in locally and be done locally is really what I'm working on. And I'm sourcing the factories and the suppliers and all the rest of the people, putting them through a list and then onboarding them through various methods to get ready for vetting for the Olympics. So it's a great big job. I'm hoping to have some kind of impact that I can help people achieve their goals with this, because it's a great opportunity, obviously. But we want to make it equitable, and we want to make it not harmful for all the stakeholders, like anything in microplastics and plastics and polyester and nylon is my pet peeve. So I'm trying to
So,
get off of the edit. I want everything changed to be natural inputs. So
Yeah.
just remember that, how important it is.
but do you guys see how heart-centered conversations on how we have look how big of an impact she has? And it's crazy how some people are like, oh, what's next? Bina, we're going to see nurse coaches at the Olympics. Yeah. Yes. And these are conversations. So and that's why I really want to, Glenn, me and you really need to have a conversation. Let's really work on how to protect that energy of yours, because I'm a big advocate in the world of protecting people's energy, and also people don't fuck you over. I got screwed over 3 times already this past 3 years. And I was it. The power of threes. They all come in threes. Just like in the nursing world, right? It's like that's the third code. Yep, we should be done by now. That's the third delivery. Should be done by now. The power of threes. Thank you, Glenn, for sharing. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, everybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Glenn. You're amazing.
It's just what I do, using my knowledge to empower other people. So if I've got it and I can help, then why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Of course.
That's the empowerment. And that's the global impact that we're talking about, right? If you can make an impact and do that sustainability, do all these things, but what are you saying no to when you're saying yes?
Yeah.
how can we go this? And there's different ways. I just thought about 1,000 different ways that we can strategically help you with that. But we'll talk about that offline because I can go on a tangent with that. Anyone else? How does this resonate with other people? How can I support? Ask questions.
I really like putting the hobbies in. I've used my calendar for a really long time and I have things on there, but they're unrealistic. Like I have where I'm going to be doing my self-care time at 6 in the morning. I do not wake up until 9 in the morning. And that's been pretty consistent since I've been working for myself. And I'm like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to wake up at 6 because that's just when I'm going to get time to work. I'm like, no, I don't want to wake up at 6 just so I can get me time. Me time at 6 is me sleeping. So
that is me time. Remember that. Sleeping is me time.
Yeah, exactly. But
everyone knows, even my
workout time, I need my coloring time, I need my outside sun and dirt grounding time. Like that is and my nieces and nephews. So like that's I don't know, like being true as nurse coaches, at least for me, the way I feel about it is if I'm not being true to myself, like putting in those priorities, I can't go and help people coaching into making their lifestyle behaviors a priority if I'm not doing the same thing. Like it really not being aligned is basically fraud, in my opinion, for myself.
Yeah. No, it is a form of fraud because you're not practicing what you preach and you are not in alignment. And I just had this conversation. Oh, Jeannie is on this call. We literally just had this conversation maybe a couple of days ago where we were like, if you're not in alignment with what you're doing and how you do things, like show up. If you want people to show up for you, show up for them. If you want people to collaborate with you, collaborate with them. Heart-centered conversations, right? Not hard, heart. Okay? It's not hard sales, heart sales. Because when you come from a place of love, people, it shows. That's the infectious part of people. When people go, how'd you scale so big so fast? It's because I'm just me. Who you see me on social media, who you meet me in person, to who I am on these calls, it's me. I don't care if I'm cussing. I don't care if I'm drinking. I don't care what the fuck I'm doing. Guess what? Because I'm my own fucking boss. Like, so what? I'm not here to hold your expectations, and I'm not here for you to hold mine. Because we're all grown-ass people here. That doesn't mean that if you have a disalignment, you need to speak up and state that. This is not in alignment with me. Doesn't mean that you're not going to talk bad about that person. There's a huge difference in that ethics, right? You don't have to like me, but I can be the best business coach for you. Or you might not want me as a business coach and not like me as a person. That doesn't mean you get the right to sit there and talk shit, because that's what are we doing now? What's the point of that? Just like I would never talk ill of somebody intentionally, nothing that I would not tell somebody to their face. So if someone comes up and go, oh my God, did you hear what Bina said? The answer is probably fuck yeah. Probably said it. Probably true. And I probably said it to their face at one point. Then it's not things, but that's just who I am. Right? When we're advocating, when we're in this advocacy world, this just happened to me. I got into a container and turned out to be a scam. Yeah, that's another conversation. It turned out to be a scam. This person stated that there was this huge marketer, this people come up talking about equity. They're going to open this retreat in Hawaii. And then the minute I start asking questions, again, the power of questions. Oh, it's coming. Don't worry. Trust me. I don't trust nobody. The only person I trust is my husband and my kids sometimes. I don't trust my kids. I love them. Don't trust them yet. When they're quiet, we know something's wrong. And it got to a level where I was like, okay. And the only way I was able to talk to this person for her to engage with me back is I learned her language. And what I mean by that is people have a spiritual language, people have a love language, people have a money language, people have an ethics relationship language, people have a nonverbal communication language, people have a hypersensitivity language. It's the psychology of personality, right? And I'm really damn good at it. I've learned it. I learned her language and I knew it was money, so I withheld my money. I said, if you want to talk about me, now guess what? Her ears came up, it comes up, Bina, you held your money. I'm like, yep, you ready to have a conversation now? Got kicked out of the group and came in, I don't care. Because I asked questions and then I learned it was all fake. So now when I questioned my return of investment, all of a sudden now it's defensive. All of a sudden now it's like, why you were so quiet and you did this and you never brought up a situation. And I said, you never wanted to hear my situation. Two different conversations. Were you ready to listen to what I did when I did state it? Or were you trying to silence me? Now here it comes back to the silent struggle solutions, right? I thrive in my company. That is what's the biggest thing that misaligns with me, is anyone who feels like they're silenced in any shape or form. You know? Oh, congratulations. She kicked me out. I clapped. Just some people are like, are you mad? I'm like, no. It was not in alignment.
Yeah.
It's okay. But what was incorrect is when people start taking that misalignment and start throwing daggers at people with vocal or negative remarks about person's character. That's not right. We don't touch someone's character if you don't know them. Even if you did know them. I'm not going to sit here and talk crap about my husband. That's stupid. Why would I talk crap about anybody else then? So we got to stay in alignment with that. Good question. Do you have any other questions? Lakeisha, do you have a question? Because I know you messaged me or emailed me.
No, Bina, not right now.
Okay.
I'm just listening.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I do know I saw your name pop up on it, and I actually I need to apologize because actually now that I realize I did not get back to you, so I will make sure to get back to you.
That's okay.
No, I will make sure to get back to you. Comes in. Because your name popped up and I'm like, it triggered my memory. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't get back to you. My apologies.
That's
I will
all
make-
right. I think it was around your busy time anyway.
The word busy time. I'm happy you stated that. I'm happy you stated busy time. What makes you think I'm busy?
I didn't hear back from you, so I'm like,
That
okay,
was
maybe
my
she's
fault.
busy.
Yeah. Nope, I wasn't busy. That was just, I apologize to you. I just forgot to reply. Like it was on my list and I saw your name and it triggered me to be like, crap, I never replied. So I apologize to you and I will make sure that reply gets back to you by the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Never too busy. And also, I want people to remind each other that if somebody does not reply for whatever reason, it is okay. It is okay to put back and be like, hey, just want to put this up on the top of your list. You're not bugging me. I literally just right now mentally saw your name and I'm like, I know I saw your message on the 4 or 5 one of my platforms. And I have to get back to you. So I apologize to you with dear sincerity. And what platform was it on? Was it on the IR Go High Level? Where was it?
Yeah, the Go collab.
Go Co-op? Okay. Okay. I
I
just want to make sure
listen,
because then
Bina,
I can
I
pull it
even
back up.
also forgot about it because I think Teresa responded to me about something, so that's fine.
But still, I keep my word and I keep my commitment. And sometimes I'm not always on that one, which I am now. I am now because I am now. We are now. You will see me in there every day.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I'm going to throw something out to you. So
Yeah.
my event partner wants me to work with her going forward, of course, because I did all the work and she did very little of it. So,
Yeah, me and you're gonna have me and you need to have a conversation around a specific CEO part of that in language.
right. So it has to be done diplomatically because we're part of a group that has been aligned for many years. And I always like to keep my reputation clean.
Yeah.
So I don't like to be the conflict person. So I like to do it in a certain way. And so I just have to wait until the money piece is resolved and finalized, and then keep her thinking that I potentially will work with her until it's resolved. And then say,
You don't even have to say no. You can also just be like, you know what? My schedule's quite full right now. When my schedule opens up, I will let you know. Or I am co-collaborating with some other people at the moment. When this becomes a bigger priority, I can rearrange my schedule. But as of right now, do you want to revisit this in 6 months?
good idea.
Message me back in 6 months.
Good idea.
So then you're not coming in, but you're also not telling them, fuck you, but you are, and not a thing, but you're very political about it. And now here's a secret, guys. If I ever tell you that, you pissed me off. You pissed me off. I usually tell people like, hey, reach back out to me in 6 months. Because if they do reach back out to you in 6 months, that's something you need to revisit. And that's when you can have very clear agreements. I will work with you again, and my schedule's really tight. What is it? What are you being committed to? Because I cannot be away for whatever your situation is.
I found if you go back and work with somebody that's crossed you and it hasn't worked out, you can give them
Don't do it again.
one shot, potentially. But a third time, you never go back.
Again, the number 3. I'm telling you, there's something with the number 3s today.
Right. The third time is a no, but I'm learning to even not go back.
Sorry. Jasmine, the 3 came up again.
3, 3, 3.
It's
Uh,
crazy. I'm about to play the lottery. There's something up with threes today.
So, FYI, if you look up the spiritual number 333, isn't that like the spiritual one? Isn't that the spiritual numbers?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think
It is
so.
one of them.
There's the Trinity, like God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
3, 3, 3.
The 3.
That's
Yeah.
appropriate for the time of the year.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, Jeannie is on here. I'm like, I'm gonna ask her because I was like, I know there's a power of 3.
Yeah. And yeah, Easter or like it's Passover right now. So it's on Sundays where actually tomorrow's Friday. But yeah, this weekend or this week is like a significant
Yeah.
week when it comes to that. So
To the 3s again.
yeah.
Huh. See?
I have a quick question. This
Sure.
was really helpful because there's a lot about giving so much away for free, like giving all your information. And I struggle with that because I'm just like, I struggle, like I'm creating my presentation for my workshop on Saturday, and I'm so passionate about what I'm presenting.
Yep.
But I'm trying to give little bite-sized pieces of what's in my program,
Yes.
not give it all away.
Yeah.
And it's a 90-minute workshop, but I want time to present my community, present what I'm
Yeah.
hearing. So I'm trying to limit my presentation to only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that way there's like plenty of time for questions or even discussions, like bringing up discussions rather
Yep.
than a ton of information.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to include less slides. So if you have any tips on that, like
Yeah.
how to not get everything away.
You want to go with no more than 5 points. Okay.
Okay.
So like even utilize this model, and we can share this slide with you because you're in the container. We can even share the slide deck with you. You want to utilize 5 points. And those 5 points are it's what you live by. Like I gave you guys information that I wouldn't give out anywhere else. Like I would give it to anybody. Does that make sense? There's a difference though, is that when people want to work with you and you're doing it for co-creation for money, or it comes in for conversions, is that even if you gave somebody a free workbook, even if I gave somebody that free PDF right now, they're not going to know what it means. It's not going to hold value. They have to show up on this call for it to make sense, right? They'll have to show up on this call to understand the 3-day challenge or the 30-day challenge. Now, if I just gave that to anybody and anyone, which is it is, I do give that as one of my freebies, right? But what I've noticed specifically for this particular freebie is that it doesn't make sense to them. Just like with my workbook, I can give my workbook as a freebie, but it won't make sense to anybody unless I explain it. So you can still share whatever you feel like you want to share, but it won't make sense until they're in your container. Does that make sense? And we can talk about that more. I'll set up a call. Let's set up a call. Do you have your slide deck ready this week? Or message me when your slide deck's ready and then we'll jump on a call.
Okay.
Let's do that. Because then we can tweak like really closely with that. Annie, when we come up, make sure we have at least an hour and a half for that one. For that call. Yeah. Because it'll take us time.
333 is an angel number.
Huh?
333 is an angel number. I
Yeah,
know.
that's what I was saying. That's what I'm telling you guys. The
Sign of
number
divine
3
guidance.
is just showing up all day today.
Sign of
Everything's
divine
number 3.
guidance, encouragement, and the presence of your spirit guides.
Huh.
So it's a really positive number.
Here's the craziest part is whenever I have an epiphany or whenever I have something that urgently comes to me, I kid you not, it always comes to me at 3:30 in the morning, at 3:33. I did my TEDx. I woke up and I did my entire download, and it took me about 30 minutes and 33 seconds when I wrote it out. Telling you, powers of 3. Except when I get screwed over. I got screwed over in the powers of 3 too. 3rd time's the charm. I said, I guess it takes me 3 times for me to realize, okay, maybe I should listen to those higher power beings. Like, maybe I should listen to them. You know. But great question. Anyone else? Jazz, do you have a question?
No, I'm good. Just absorbing. This was very helpful.
Helpful? Oh. Hey. Talking about 333. It's on the clock.
Oh, the time is 3:33. Right.
Oh my God. I love it.
I think we have to go play the lotto. I'm gonna wrap
Actually,
it up and say,
You guys,
I wanna
all of our periods just magically synced just now. Yep.
I don't want mine to come back. Thank you.
I can never have one.
Huh?
Again. I don't have a uterus. I'm done. No,
I want to be done too.
have kids first. So I wanted to respect your guys' time. And if there's any other questions, I'm more than welcome to stay. I'll stay on later. If there's nothing comes in, we can conclude this if you guys want, unless there's some other dying questions that you guys want to have. Glenn, if you don't mind staying, I want to schedule a time with you specifically so we could really talk about that whenever you're ready.
I've got at 4 o'clock with somebody who's trying to zap my brain, but let's talk.
No, not today. I want to schedule a
Yeah,
time.
we'll schedule a time.
We need to
Yeah.
schedule it. My brain's dead.
Yeah.
My brain
Yeah,
is like,
mine
after
too.
these calls, I need to decompress and come up and then go to mom life. You know, mom life. My husband's
Thank you, everyone.
nice to see you guys.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you. Bye.
all.
Bye, guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys all for coming. I really appreciate it.
Trust your intuition.
Thank you, Bina. It was great.
Oh, thank you. Let me stop this recording.